My presentation will look at using mobile learning technologies to develop literacy skills with special needs students in a primary classroom, and we'll look at the question, are we utilising the full potential of these devices in our classrooms? The mobile revolution is here. iPads, Kindles, smartphones, laptops and so on are growing increasingly popular. These images highlight how mobile learning is occurring in some of our classrooms. Why mobile technology? Well, Doherty and Ketchner identified some of the opportunities that mobile technology develops, such as interactions with peers, interaction with the instructor, and interaction with content in educational settings. Students are already interacting with each other in a myriad of ways outside the classroom, including social sites such as Facebook. However, apps on these devices allow us to take such interactions to a more focused learning level. Content is presented in new engaging ways. For example, ebooks transform the reading experience for learners by enhancing audio, visual and instructional media to deliver a new reading experience. Also, classroom management apps allow the instructor to take attendance, manage group work and communicate with students via email. There are many other benefits of M-learning, but particularly relevant for special education is the fact that these devices fit many different learning styles. They are time-saving and most importantly, they provide far greater access to the curriculum for these learners. These statistics highlight the significant growth of mobile technology in our society, with 52% of 5 to 8-year-olds stating they have used a smart device, and 77% of pre-K to 12th grade children noting that they have access to a smartphone at home. Equally important is the bar chart, which highlights the significant growth of primary school children who own a mobile phone. What about special education? Teachers are struggling to deal with the demands of special education, with 50% of teachers quitting within 5 years and 75% within 10 years, with teachers identifying the variability of students' needs as one of the main reasons for leaving. Then we see that M-learning makes up only 11% of learning technologies used with these students. Think about the benefits we already mentioned of M-learning, and I believe we have found a solution to the problem. As well as all the benefits previously mentioned about M-learning, for special education it can open up new opportunities for participation and inclusion in the school community and curriculum, with over 40,000 apps developed for special education, as well as improving academic achievement and making learning easier. In terms of literacy development, traditional pen and paper literacy positions special education learners as learning disabled and minimally literate. O'Brien even suggests that these learners have been viewed as lazy and unresponsive. However, he later mentioned that these students are very capable and literate if we view them from the perspective of new literacies and multiliteracies, something we will talk about later. Times are changing for literacy, and a recent focus of the technology boom has been on developing tools that enhance literacy. It's important to remember that print literacy is still immensely important, however it is no longer enough in preparing young people for full participation in society. Aderett identified these elements that make up new literacy. So I've picked two elements of literacy from the previous slide, reading and writing, to highlight how mobile technologies can improve the experiences for special needs students within these areas. This is an example of a primary school story and shows what the new experience of reading using mobile technology looks like. This is a far more interactive approach, and the story contains a short video, some text and a slideshow of pictures relating to the story. These stories contain linguistic, visual, audio, gestural and spatial elements which are classed as multiliteracy. Therefore, if students have auditory difficulties, they can use the other literacy elements within the story to make meaning, therefore making it easier for them to gain understanding of the story and providing them with greater access to the curriculum. Also, in developing multiliteracy, we are equipping students with the skills necessary to be active and informed citizens in present and future societies. Panther Writer is one of the many apps available on the iPad which aims at developing writing skills of special needs students, particularly those with disabilities such as autism, cerebral palsy, and others which affect motor control. How? Well, Panther Rider contains 4 innovative keyboards aimed at addressing the needs of learners, allowing for more efficient typing. These range from smaller keypads through to the vertical 4 keypad, which is a new concept for people with severe disabilities. Word prediction also helps with spelling, which is a necessity for these learners, as Smith and McCulloch identified. Common writing problems for students with learning difficulties often centers on spelling errors. More apps like My Word Wall, which is aimed at lower primary students, help special needs learners to practice reading and writing skills through numerous fun activities such as the one highlighted here. In this activity, learners can choose the word family, hear and then repeat the sentence containing the focus word, and then receive assistance in writing and spelling the focus word correctly. Apps like My Word Wall have major benefits for special needs students reading and writing by allowing them to hear, visualize, vocally repeat, and write down words. They provide activities that cater for a vast range of learning styles, for example, students who learn visually, logically, or rhythmically, and they reinforce the recognition of age-appropriate sight and word family words. What does this all mean for teachers? We as educators need to complete this transition and make the leap of faith from the first statement and into the second statement if we want to stand any chance of unlocking the true potential of mobile technology in education. We need to try and keep up. As this picture highlights, public schools have never been able to keep up with the latest technologies in the work world. However, a big challenge for us as educators is knowing how we ensure our students are engaging with the technologies of today. Interestingly, there is great support from parents, with 75% pushing for more usage of mobile technology in the classroom. Parents want the schools to help with mobile learning and are calling on our schools to help them by recommending apps for their children to use and to help teach their children how to use these devices safely. Firstly, we need to embrace and accept that teaching and learning is changing and adapting to the new technologies within society. A big challenge for us as educators is to try and keep up with the latest technology and resources available so that our learners are active and informed citizens within society. Parents are seeking help and advice, and we should be providing them with answers, particularly within special education, if we are to help break down the barriers that prevent these learners from having access to the curriculum. Finally, and probably most importantly, we need to swallow our pride and be prepared to adopt the role of the learner. In many cases, our students have far more experience and skills with mobile technology and could teach us a thing or two about how to use them. Thank you for listening.